Alrighty, everyone. I am here with Santino Marella. First off, thank you very much for coming out and making a lot of these fans' days. We appreciate you coming out. So I just have a few questions for you. They're not too hard. So the first question is, do you have a special piece of memorabilia from your career that you have kept? Anything?
First of all, hi, everybody. I don't know if you guys know this, but born and raised in Mississauga. I don't know if you guys know that, but anyway, this is literally my backyard. I have, in the basement, I have some bins, and I have a few things, but I have the whole Santina outfit down there in storage because I don't need it. I don't really want to throw it out, I guess, but anyway, I have all that stuff. It's all intact because it's only been worn a couple times.
Cool. If you had a moment from your career that was placed onto a sports card, obviously sports cards are snapshots of a player, a wrestler in action. If you had a moment from your career that you would want to be placed onto a sports card, what would that be and why?
That's an interesting question. I guess, holding up one of the titles somewhere, maybe the U.S. title or I was in Kentucky a couple days ago, and we saw the Yum Center. And I lived in Louisville for a couple years while I was training at OVW, and to win the tag titles in Kentucky at the Yum Center was pretty cool. So maybe there's a picture I've seen that I actually like where I'm holding up the tag title when Vladimir Kozlov and I were the tag team champions.
Very cool. This one's another card question. So on the back of cards, there's little blurbs about like a fun fact about the person or something that you may not know. If Topps was to come to you and say, what do you want on the back of that card? What do you want fans to know? Something fun fact. What would you want them to know?
About like my life at the time then or kind of like now?
It's up to you, whatever.
I did judo my whole life, and that's a big part of who I am. So I kind of like when people know I did judo. That's all I did as a kid, really. I just competed and stuff. And then now that I'm retired, I get to do different things like camping and hunting and more outdoor stuff and kayaking. And but as a kid, yeah, we just trained and competed. So something about judo would be on the back.
Yeah. And did you ever collect cards as a kid? Any sports cards, hockey cards? Did you ever do any of that?
Yeah, when we were like in elementary school, hockey cards were big, but it was hockey cards because of they didn't keep them in mint condition. There wasn't the value. It was just what you could amass by playing games, Topsies, Farsies, all those different games. And, it was like a bank account, how thick your card stack was. Some of the games were pretty epic. The ones where you knock them down, too, oh, man. And there's when you win a big jackpot of those, it's so one time I borrowed a card from somebody, and I won the things. I gave him back his card, and I had one card. And I remember from that one card, we ended up getting a whole stack of cards, winning some small games and then some big games. So it was cool because literally it came from nothing, it came from borrowing a card. So that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Another question. So you've had cards over many years. What has your experience been like seeing yourself on the card? You have numbered cards. We were talking about you signing the stickers. What has that experience been like? Being able to see yourself being put out of packs, growing up as a kid collecting cards, now they're making your cards. How cool is that for you, and how's that experience been?
Yeah, I mean, the first card's always the coolest, right? I believe my first card, I was the Rookie of the Year in 2007 in WWE, so I have the Rookie of the Year card. That to me was cool. It was, obviously a big year for me to debut, but to have my daughter's card is even cooler. So. At home, we have both. Someone even made one once where it's her card, my card, kind of in a plastic, and then we both signed it, and it's a keepsake. So, but cards keep you honest because if you slack a little bit and you're not in shape, they can take a picture of that and make it into a card. So you got to keep on your toes and make sure, keep your beard nice and your haircut and tan. And otherwise, I have some bad cards out there. And I was like, damn, I should have taken it more serious in terms of I know I was a comedy guy, but you still take your appearance serious because you can be a card.
That's funny. I got one last question. It's not really a question, but I want you to explain. You talked about your academy that you have now. People know you as a wrestler, but I want the people to know about Battle Arts Academy. Why don't you tell me a little about that, the show that you got going on, all that stuff?
Yeah, so I knew my neck was going to one day expire, so to speak. So I wanted to have a business up and running. So I returned home and opened up Battle Arts Academy in 2013. And it's Tompkin and Eglinton. And we do Olympic wrestling and, boxing and Muay Thai and kids wrestling and also professional wrestling. So I coached there for the first several years up until COVID. And Yuki Ishikawa, who was a trainer of mine from Japan, came here for the first 5 years, and he's an expert at catch wrestling. So it's just been a big learning experience. It's really become a pillar in the community. We have daytime programs, after-school programs, school teams. We've amalgamated several wrestling clubs to become this like amateur wrestling mecca. It's really cool. And we've had professional wrestlers go on to the WWE, competing now or across Canada, the U.S., TNA. It's cool to see that you were a part of someone's progress. And we've had national champions in boxing, many in amateur wrestling, jiu-jitsu, judo. So it really is my thing to give back, And I believe strongly in that type of development as a child because I did it and it was very helpful in my life. So we want to pay it forward and provide that facility for the community. Anyway, our professional wrestling students are having a student show tonight, 7 o'clock at Tompkin and Eglinton. Some of them, it's their debut match. Some of them, it's their, they've had 5 or 6 matches. But it's really cool because they're nervous and they're giving it their all, and it's a big deal for them. And their family and friends are coming to watch them perform for the first time. So it's a really fun experience in that sense. It's, they're not making millions of dollars. They haven't been on TV for years. So the fact that they're performing and it's still special for them. It's not another day at the office. It's really special. So the fact that you're watching them perform in a show that's that special to them, it just feels like it's really something cool to watch.
That's pretty cool. So if you're in the Mississauga area tonight, 7 p.m., it's going to be a good time, I heard. So thank you again for coming out. He's going to be heading over there to the Autograph Pavilion shortly to sign some autographs. So if you want to see him over there, he'll be over there. But yeah, thank you very much for coming out.
Oh, thank you for having me. We'll see you guys.